So why does your website suck? Well, it can be for a number of reasons. Today I'm going to show you how to get more visitors and how to convert those visitors into sales. Howdy everyone, I'm Kiram from Massive Effect Marketing. This is us, massiveeffectmarketing.com. We've been doing SEO since 2003. Very few web companies have been around for that long. All right, enough of the introduction. Let's get started. Okay, so we have a florist here. Let's talk about design first things first. The header and the navigation are taking up half of the space, which is a huge mistake. You want it to be much narrower like this, right? Logo, navigation, right? This is taking up way too much real estate. It's wasted. This is key real estate. This initial screen here, we call this above the fold. As soon as I scroll down, I'm below the fold. This initial view is very important. You want it to grab the attention of the visitor and convince them to stay on your site. Right now there's no communication, so that's gonna be hard. What they need to do is shrink this down, and then over here on top of this photo they need to overlay some text with the unique selling proposition. What that is we help X audience achieve Y desired result with Z service. And then you put a little button for the visitor on what to do next. If you don't do that, people land on the site and you haven't made it clear exactly who you're for and what you're going to do for them. You have to realize that people are online, they're kind of in a trance. You need to really hold their hand and tell them everything about what you're doing, because you can't assume anything. You have 3 to 5 seconds. You've got to pitch them and pitch them hard. So this site isn't doing that. We got to get that text really big overlaid here. We got to shrink this down, move the whole thing up, and then once we move the whole thing up, we're going to have some space down here. I would like to see some logos of some, I don't know, some of their clients maybe that they've done flowers for, to build some of that reputation, to build some confidence, because people do business with companies that they trust. And showing some third-party recognition would be really good for that. Additionally, if they have any training or certifications or memberships, that would also be really good. Some Yelp awards, whatever. Any kind of trust elements they could put down here would be a very strong move. Also, there's no call to action. There's no phone number, call blah blah now. That is really important. They should get that added as well as the little call to action button here above the unique selling proposition that we would put. Let's keep rolling. They're jumping the gun a little bit by just going straight into their products. That's a common mistake. What they need to do is introduce themselves. Like, who are these people? I would like to see a picture of the team, the storefront. I'd like to see maybe, I don't know, a picture of the team working or something, but something to show this is a real company. Because again, you have to build trust. People do business with companies they trust, and they got to do that with an introduction section. All right, so then we have all these products. That's great. I mean, look at this. All 6 of these need to be moved up, put right here at the bottom of the fold. All right, this is a total wasted opportunity to put these guys down here. They need to be front and center, because this is the initial screen. People will hit that back button in 3 to 5 seconds if you don't close them on staying. These buttons are going to help close people. This is jumping the gun a little bit by putting a map. That should be at the very bottom of the site. Okay, this about section should be moved back up here and put on top of this product section. And they should reword it from about us to, I don't know, something like meet the team. And I'd like to see a picture of the team or the storefront. And reviews, this is perfect. You've got to have those reviews. So I'm glad they've got that. They're doing the right thing. But a lot of things are out of order here. We have about us here and about again. That is unusual. Don't do that. Just do it once. Additionally, this text is very hard to digest. There's too much of it. There's just too much. You got to put some headings in here, you know, some subheadings, maybe a photo, some bullet points. You can't expect anyone to read this. No one's going to read that unless they're very deep in the funnel and they're extremely interested. If someone's just in the awareness part of the funnel, they're just going to be kind of like, oh, okay, scroll down. Anyway, let's keep rolling. Social buttons, these should go in the footer. I wouldn't use a whole section for that. That's kind of a waste. This is a very peculiar section. Let's talk about that in a second. What we're missing down here is one more call to action, a nice big fat juicy form, first name, email, phone, reach out to us, get a free estimate, something, request a blah. Whatever it is, someone hits the bottom of a page, you need to convert those people into a meaningful action. They're going to click that back button. You don't want that. You want to give them something to do. You need to tell them what to do next. All right, so let's get a form down here for that. Otherwise, we've got some really funky stuff here. Let's say we're done with design and go into SEO, search engine optimization. What this is, friends, is what we would call over SEO. They're over optimizing the site. They're just dumping in zip codes. They're just putting in tons of text, which you can tell they're trying to, get Google ranking on all these holidays. And then they have lists of hospitals and lists of funeral homes. Now, these would be their target market, right? But they're just dumping in these lists of words. This is not for people. This was not made for humans. This was made specifically for Google. And Google does not like it when you're making content for Google and not for humans. It leads to a poor user experience. Because if I'm a prospect and I get down here, I'm like, huh? Like, what's this? Well, I don't know. It's just weird. So that needs to be really rethought. It's pretty, we would call that spammy for sure. It's an SEO don't, so don't do anything like that. Let's look at some other SEO points while we're here. We'll scroll back to the top. Let's press Control-U to view the source. And we're looking for the title. Title is super important. It tells Google what the page is about. You see it up here in the tab, and it carries a lot of weight. It is the one thing you can do on your site to have the biggest impact. And they're pretty smart. They've got their main keyword search, Clearwater Florist, straight up. So that's a good move. And then we have flower delivery by, and they got the company name. So that's a perfectly done title. All right. Really smart. They're mentioning their service area. They're mentioning their company. And they're mentioning two of their search terms at the same time. Really cleverly done. I love what they did. They clearly had someone who knows what they're doing do that. Let's keep rolling. Heading 1. So you see the heading 1. This is the heading 1, right? Oops. Oh no, don't do that. This is the heading 1 over here, this text. It's kind of weird how it's hidden away. Once again, this is where the unique selling proposition needs to be really big and bold. Right now, it's this tiny little piece of text. Usually the heading 1 is really big, but for whatever reason, they made it tiny and it's all hidden over here. But the heading 1, it tells Google this is the most important piece of text on the page. All right. So they threw in they kind of copied the title, which, I wouldn't necessarily do. I'd vary it a little bit, but it's not too shabby. And then as far as text-wise, they're really doing good. 500 words per page. You want 500 words per page on every page for Google so you can rank well. The site's doing a lot of things right, but it's doing a lot of things wrong as well. So I want you to learn from this, take notes, and apply it to your website so you can get more customers and convert more of those visitors into customers. All right, get more traffic to your site and convert that traffic into sales and apply what we learned here. If you want your website to be properly SEO'd, then just come on down to massiveeffectmarketing.com and send us a message. We've been at it for nearly 2 decades and we only employ 100% ethical SEO techniques, which is why we've been around for so long. So don't be shy, just reach out to us, send us a message, and let us know if there's anything we can do for you.